guys, today we're going to be making some boilies, home boilies.
We're going to roll some homemade boilies.
Roll some homemade
And we
boilies.
haven't done it before. That's not true. We've had 3 tries at doing it.
Yep.
Getting better each time. And now we sort of know what we're doing. Well, we don't know what we're doing at all, but we sort of had the idea of what we're doing. We thought we'd put it on video for new people that want to try this. People that haven't been brave enough, don't know how it is. I'll be honest, it's pretty easy, really.
It is easy, yeah.
It is pretty easy. Whether the fish are going to be interested in any of the bait we make, who knows. We are making it easier for ourselves, which we'll go through with some of the consumer products that we're buying. You can make this stuff yourself if you want. You can buy it from farm shops and stuff. We're cheating, effectively. We're not cheating, making it easier for ourselves. We're just going out there, buying it from your local fishing tackle, mixing it up as it says on the instructions, and pull it together.
Yeah.
We have taken a couple of shortcuts. I bought a bollie roller, and a very cheap sausage gun. The sausage gun makes a massive difference in it. So you'll see us using it in a minute. I've only bought the cheap one. I would say don't do that. If you're going to have a go at this, go straight in for the more expensive one. It's about £45-ish, but it's worth buying.
If you do get
the cheaper one's a little bit awkward to use, and it doesn't come out very well.
If you do get small, and you have to like file it out as well.
I think the big one's the same. From what I've seen on other YouTube videos, the big one's the same. But you know, this is you get what you pay for, and I didn't even know if we was going to like it. I think we're doing all right. We'll show some later. We've got some up here. You probably can't see them. They're out of shot. They're drying at the moment. That's the 3rd batch we made. Best ones we've made so far. We like them. Can't see the fish are ever going to like them, but hey. Yeah, what do? We'll move inside, show you what we got, what our setup is, and take you through what we're doing.
Yep. Okay.
We had to relocate to a warmer climate, British weather, all of that wasn't very good, so yeah, thought we'd take a holiday, carry on with a baiting video on holiday. It's a little lie, really. We're not. This is the wallpaper we have in our shed. We're going to show you some of the stuff that we've got. Obviously, most people, I expect, if they're seeing this video, they would have looked at other YouTube videos already, see how they make the bait, what they're doing, things like that. Everyone comes up with a general thing. You need eggs, fork, bowl. Obviously, you need the sweeteners, the flavourings, the additives, everything like that. As you can see, and we mentioned before, we've made this easier for ourselves. We've decided to go with the mainline product line. Just because they have every single detail as to what you need. For those that don't see it, it will tell you that you need 500 for every, or 5 mil for every 500 grams that you need. It tells you that for every single one. Turn out the right way. 2 mil for every 500, and that's on top of the other one. Now, if you're going to use 2 flavourings that are in the same group, so these are both in the Profile Plus, the pair of them have to equal 5 mil. So you might do 3 and 2 or 2.5, but you add the next flavour from a different group on. It's one of the things that took us a while to find out. I didn't know whether the whole lot had to work up to that total amount, but it doesn't. It's per product group. You see, we've got some hemp oil. A lot of people use virgin olive oil. I've decided to use hemp oil. This is mainly when it comes to rolling, putting a little bit on there. I think it gives a better flavour for the bait. Also, I don't use it actually as an additive in the bait. I use the mainline, obviously hemp oil for that. It's a little bit thicker consistency. We're going to put you on a stand. I've already broke some eggs in this. There's only a 3 egg mix in this because we're finishing up some of the other base mix that we've already got. We'll talk you through the base mix. We'll show you what the base mix is. And we'll show you some of our toys. Now, I suppose I better show you some of the things we bought. Bradley will pan the camera around slowly so not to give everybody whiplash. That's our bait roller. It's a Gardener bait roller. This is a 16mm one. Generally, it's the boilies that I use. If I want anything bigger, I'm hand rolling them or Bradley's having a go. Works very simple. I will advise putting it on a wooden jig like we have. You can manage to get the channels a lot smoother and a lot closer together if you screw it down. Also clamp the whole thing down. It stops it moving when you're actually pushing backwards and forwards.
Screwed it down, haven't you?
Yes, I did say that.
Did you? Oh,
yeah.
Oh well then.
Now, a little tip that I saw off of someone else's video. This is a plant pot tray. Simple plant pot tray by B&Q. If you put it at the back end of your rolling tray, when you roll your boilies, they all go straight into that rolling tray for you. It makes it really, really easy to do things. The gun, we'll get to that in a second. This is the gardener gun. Comes with all the nozzles that you need. Again, this is, as we mentioned, this is the cheap one. The more expensive one is a solid chassis. You unscrew the end to get it in. As I mentioned, I would advise buying that. If we find our baits work, we haven't thrown them in a lake yet and got them wet to find out if they do. If we find our baits work, we will probably, or I will, invest in the more expensive one. This one, when the plunger goes in, even though it's a little dirty, there we go, clean it up. When the plunger goes in, it's a real effort to get that plunger back out. It just doesn't work very well. So, yeah, we'll be investing in it. One of the things that Brad mentioned earlier about having to ream the hole out, these nozzles, I'll let him come a little bit closer. The nozzles come in various sizes that you match with the rolling tray. Now, that nozzle I've had to enlarge with a Stanley blade because you'll find if it's slightly too small, when you put the sausages down on the rolling tray, you get like a dumbbell effect. They don't fill up the entire roll. That means that nozzle needs to be a little bit bigger and you'll get a fatter sausage. If they're too fat, they curl over and you'll see they get a snail effect. So you'll need to change to a smaller nozzle. Don't cut too much off. With this one, the 16mm, I actually had to ream the inside. I didn't cut anything off at all. I actually reamed the inside out to get to the side I want. So that's the tools. We'll show you the cooking stuff that we use to boil these up when we do that. We'll make some sausages and then show you the boiling stuff afterwards.
Okay.
If you've never come across our channel before, by the way, me and my two boys have just started this up, haven't we?
Yeah.
We're going to be posting more videos. I'm going to say fished. I've not been an angler. I'm not claimed to be very good. I catch a fish once in a while, don't I?
Well, you've caught quite big fish.
I've
28 pounds.
Oh, yeah. But I don't go hunting them.
No.
I don't go hunting them. So our video is about just our experiences, learning things. You know, other carpers, they come on here, they're probably absolutely slate what we're doing, telling us we're doing wrong. We don't care. As long as we're not hurting fish, we will pretty much do what we want. Fish care is our priority. It's the first thing I taught my boys, and they are very careful with regards to how they handle fish, what they do with fish. And you'll see that when you watch a few of our on-bank videos.
I have one prepared at the moment that I can put in straight away, if you want, from Suffolk Waters.
We'll put the Suffolk Waters one up later on. We're actually, the reason we're making this bait is we're due out on a 72, 96 hour, 96,
Ooh, 96.
maybe. I think we're talking days by then, don't we? A 4-day trip. Me and the two boys, we'll introduce you in them, check out other videos. I'm going to go, post a link down there. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I'll do it. He's the techie one, that's why he's here. I just love the sound of my voice. Right, as you would have seen while I was waffling away there, we're using up just some last of our base mix. Because I know there's not enough there to do a full mix, I've only used 3 eggs in this one. And as such, using really bad maths in my head, I'm going to cut down on all of the flavourings, additives that we're going to put in to make sure it balances out right. So the eggs need to go to a sort of consistency like that. You don't want too many bubbles on them. Bubbles and air in your mix is a real negative. You can't help getting a few in there. You've seen from experience, Bradley whipped this into a froth on the last mix. It still come out all right. So although they state don't do it, it's
not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. Just try and avoid it. Once you've got your mix, by the way, everyone says it. We haven't done it. If you want to put eggshells in there, you can apparently. Makes them crunchier. Why you want to do that, I don't know. I don't know if I was a fish and I wanted to eat them, but there you go. Yeah. If you want to pull it in, you can pull it in. We've left them out. Right. Put that to the side for a minute to show you what we can do. Now, we're not going to tell you all of our mix here, because hey, if it works really well and we catch loads of fish on it, there's no way I want to tell anybody what we're using. So we'll tell you what we're doing. We probably miss a couple of the mixtures out just so you can't get it. Base mix, most important thing. You buy these in loads and loads and loads of different sizes. Loads of different sizes. Loads of different flavours. Now we've got two here. We've got base mix from Mainline. We've gone for the Essential Opal. Now I did a little bit of research on the web prior to making these. This one is a bird seed kind of flavour or a mix. I was quite surprised when I opened it, and so was you, Brad, weren't you? It's very, very fruity. Wasn't expecting it. The original plan for this was to make a very fish meal flavoured one, but after smelling the fruit and the fish just doesn't seem to want to go right. So we have got another one that we made our trial boilies with the other day. This is what they call a 50-50 high leakage. I believe it's more of a milk protein based mix. So not fish meal again, but milk protein. But obviously you can add the flavourings to give it the fish flavour. So we'll probably show you a very quick video, not an in-depth one like this one, of us using this 50-50 one to make our fishier flavour one. But for this, we're going to use this. Now, the base mix is actually the last thing that you put in your mix. You have to make all of your liquids first. That includes all of your additives, colours, or anything else. Now, I'm sure at some point in time someone's going to say to me,
sorry about that.
I'll let him edit that bit out. I'm sure at some point in time someone's going to say to me, oh, you've done that wrong, you should have done that. Hey, that's part of learning. We make them mistakes. It doesn't bother us. When they go wrong, they go wrong. Nothing we're making here is poisonous. We are using only Mainline approved stuff. So worst that's going to happen is the fish won't go anywhere near it. Now, you won't be able to see it, but down on here we have our recipes. We write them on the board. Don't worry about scanning down, Brad. We keep them a secret. That's how we work it. We keep them a secret. No one can see them. If anyone can spy in on them and zoom in, they're doing well. So, yeah, probably won't be able to read Brett's writing anyway, because he's the one that writes it. So, let's make this up. So we're going to go white chocolate. Lovely little flavour. Smells so good. Fantastic, doesn't it, Brad? Yeah, we quite like to eat it.
I don't think it'd be very good for us.
We can't, for some reason, the lid on this one, or the neck on it, is really, really, really stiff.
Small.
Oh, I better show them this actually what we're using here.
Yeah.
I show afterwards. Just put this in. Oh, too much. That's all.
How much are you doing? Because your maths isn't exactly the best.
I'm just taking 1 mil off of everything. Because I take one egg off, so I'm taking 1 mil off. What to do in the kitchen? There it is. Always have a bit of kitchen wire around. It's so much better. And yeah, well, if you've got clumsy kids like me around, make sure you don't leave the bottles open, otherwise you find out they leak everywhere when they knock them over. Right, I went and invested, bought a big bag off of Amazon, different syringes. My son come home and told me I was turning into a drug dealer and the police were going to be round at the door. But hey, no, very cheap. I think it cost about £7 off of Amazon. I'm lucky I've got Amazon Prime, so they come the next day. Thought it would be a great idea with nice measurements down the side. Problem that I had when they turned up, there are different sizes in there, but they don't fit in. Even with the lid off, they don't fit in. So yeah, we scrapped that. Went back to the original idea of what we had yesterday, which I'm sure anyone that's had children or has bought any kind of cough mixtures lately has got one of these in their house. Now this is, I'm not allowed if I'm allowed to brand, am I?
I'm sure they won't mind you putting advertisement in their video.
There you go. I wonder if they'll pay me for it. No, yeah. No chance of that. It's a Nurofen plunger. I think you can buy these pretty much anywhere. Chemists sell them and everything anyway, because I think you can buy these with the actual bit that you put in the top of a normal bottle. They've got the measurements on the side, as you can see, go up to 5 mil. Generally, everything's below 5 mil, with the exception of some of the actual high additives. See if we can see that they go up to 10 mil. Or 20 mil per 500 grams. So, yeah, if that case, these go to 5, you just do more syringes of them. I'd say save your money, don't buy syringes, just use these. They work great. Got to try and remember what I was doing now.
1 mil of everything.
That'll mean I don't put any of that one in. So, next one is...
oh, well, no, I'd put that in then, if it's only 1 mil anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So, what are we going to use this time?
Oh, let's keep some of the secrets. We'll just show that you can mix as many of the profile plus flavours together to get to where you want. You just have to make sure that your dosage doesn't exceed that. Now, generally, start with a 4-egg mix. That's where you want to go. The reason I've gone 3 eggs in this one is because my last mix, because of my tests, I put 5 eggs in it and it used a lot more base mix than we expected. So I've gone 3 eggs, planning on making a smaller mix this time. But you'll see the actual, don't weigh anything when it comes to this. They say 500 grams, don't weigh it. Your actual mix will come together as you make, as you stir it with a fork and then massage it with your hands. You'll get and see the consistency. I try and show you it as good as possible. I'm no cake, I'm no chef expert either. Might be a cake, fruit cake, yeah. But I'm no cooking. Well done, Brad. Bradley's just trying to break the gun by knocking it off because he's sitting everywhere. So we'll just place it over there. I've done those 2. Right, we need some other things now. So let's put that one in. I'm going to go down onto that. People wonder, is it cheaper? No's the first answer. After that is yes. It's not cheaper to buy the rolling table, the cork gun, or the sausage gun, and everything else. No, it's not, because they're not cheap. As I say, I bought Gardener ones. There seem to be a couple, but the Gardener seem to be the more preferred ones and seem to be the one that everyone else uses in their videos. The base mix is quite cheap. I mean, we bought this from a well-known angling store, and this one, which is the more expensive one, is £8.46p. The cheaper 50/50, I believe. Yeah, it's only £6. And roughly it makes about 1.5 kilos of boilies from what we've worked out. Generally comes into, even though it's only a kilo mix, by the time it's boiled, by the time it's had the eggs added to it, ends up being about 1.5 kilos.
Search up how much a bag of Raymond 1 kilo boilies costs.
Boilies I know cost £12.
There you go, £12.
So I think once you've got the stuff, you probably recoup the money back in it after, if you go once a week, probably 6 or 7 weeks, you get your money back on boilies. And of course it does give you the option of making your own one, which might taste better than some of the mainline ones that everyone's doing.
And they're original, fish won't get used to them.
They will if I keep throwing them in the lake like I do. Additives, I suppose we better tell some prices on additives. They aren't cheap, they're about £7 each. But you use very, 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 very little amounts of them.
How much is in one bottle?
50ml,
and you use maybe 5
well, if you use
max.
the actual much, yeah, it's 5ml. If you only use that one flavour, which you don't, so you sort of buy 3 or 4 flavours. You can see I think I've got 5 over there now, and that's only just out of my head what I wanted to do. These are, by the way, fresh boilies, not shelf life boilies. So once they're dry, you have to get them in the freezer within probably, from what I've seen on the web, and this is where everyone will shoot me down and go, you've got to get them in straight away. I've been told you've got to get them in to the freezer probably within about 5-6 hours, depending on how they dry. We'll show you a couple of pictures of how they dry. When they make them, they're one colour. When you boil them, they get a lot lighter. It's when they go back to being their original darker colour all round, that's when I've sort of determined that they're dry. Cool is the most important thing. They can't be hot anymore. The hot, when it goes in the freezer, causes problems. So make sure they're cool, and then same dark colour or darker colour back to the original, and you should be good to go. Get them straight in the freezer. We'll show you a few of them as we get along. So I've put all the additives in there that I believe I'm going to need. You have to mix that all together in the liquid again, just to make sure when you put your mix in.
You sure you put Hydra Sweet in?
I did put that one in there.
Oh, it's a white one.
Maybe I didn't put Hydra Sweet in there. Maybe I put something else in.
Oh no.
Ah, see, we got to keep it a secret, Brett. Don't tell all the things.
I don't know.
Right. They don't know where we edited this video either, to show where we didn't put the bits in. So that's the mix. The biggest tip I can give everybody: don't put too much in. It's always easy to add more. You can't add any less. So take any out. Take any out. So put some in. I was surprised at how much you can put in. I put enough just to sort of cover that liquid over. Not a thick amount. For those of you who can't see it, looks a bit like that. See, all still moves around on the top of the liquid. just use a fork and mix it in. Again, you're not trying to get blooming spider up my leg. No way. You're not trying. Don't like spiders. You're not trying to get, you know, this again into a beaten froth. So you're not making eggs. So don't whip it round. Just stir it, folding it in on itself. Any chefs out there will tell me that folding something's got a name. I don't know.
Nine. Folding.
Chefs, comment below. Tell us what it's called.
Kneading. No, what's that thing?
Kneading's when you do the bread, innit?
Yeah,
kneading the dough.
Knead
the dough. That's it. Yeah. Be a bit silly. Use your knees, wouldn't it? As you can see there, it's gone into a real sloppy, nowhere near right for boilies thing. I'll try and show you the consistency as it goes so you can get an idea. As you can see, the opal one is what they call birdseed one. You can start seeing some of the seeds come through there now as you put it in.
When we first poured it in, Dad was trying to get all the lumps out, and then he realised there were seeds in it. So there will be seeds in if you use like lumps. If you use the opal fruit one. Yeah.
And we know this isn't going to make anywhere near as much as the last lot, so. But just work it, as you can see. We'll probably put this bit on fast forward, so I won't worry about talking too much, and we'll just show you the important steps as we're doing it. Can you put it on fast forward, by the way?
If I stop it, I could probably do a time lapse now. Should I do that?
Yeah, let's just let it flow. As you can see, we're
You always
newbies.
cut it out and then like stop.
We're newbies at this, so hey, just fast forward if it's boring. As you can see, that started to pull together there, but it was just still a little bit too sticky and wet. I've seen loads of people get their hands in it, get it all stuck all over their hands. I want to get it binding together before I get my hands in there so it doesn't cover them too much. As you can see, I'm just folding it in on yourself, or chef's comments below, whatever they call it. You're going to Google that now, aren't you, to see what it's called?
Yeah.
It's straight on that phone behind. Typical teenager. Shame it's not smell-o-vision, to be fair, because this smells tremendous. Still a little bit too sticky there, the fork's going through it. You can see, just sprinkle a little bit on. You can see it's just starting to lump up a bit now. It's just getting to a point where I'm probably thinking about getting my hands in now, getting my fingers in there at least, and getting it mixed in.
You are beating the mixture.
No, beating's when you actually put in a thing in it. So you're not beating.
You're not beating it, I don't know. Not.
We're not chefs.
Folding. Didn't say. People couldn't just.
It's probably just called folding.
Yeah, probably. Why can people just have such simple answers? You know when you search up and look through all different websites?
Right, there you go, it's starting to come together as a lump now. Now it's because it's got a hard casing, but it's still quite soft on the inside. So I'm going to get my fingers in there now, best as possible. So you're going to get messy in this, by the way. Can't make boilies without getting a little bit messy. But just try and keep my belly out of the picture. It's a bit hard at the minute though. Too many sweets, pork pies.
Beer.
Beer, yeah. Cheers. Well reminded. To give you an idea of when it's wrong, you see where it's sticking in the bottom of the bowl there? It's because it's too wet. It might have gone into a sausage. It might look a bit dry in places. It still needs some more in there. I find just flattening it out a little bit. You see it sticking to my fingers there. Sprinkle the mix across the top. Treat it like it's flour, really. Probably talking complete madness here. If there's any men out there that have made bread or cakes, maybe think of when you was at school, how you used to roll it and things by putting the bread in. That's how you want to sort of, once you're getting it to a lump, don't bung loads in.
2018.
Sorry? 2018. Oh, we're going to put it in the video. 2018. Of course, we're all modern men. You're making yourself. You'll probably nick all the utensils out of the kitchen now anyway, so the girlfriends and wives will still moan at you.
Some person in Manchester with an 0161 number is calling me.
Yeah, I keep getting that. Guess what? Blocked. We don't know anyone in Manchester. Actually, I do, but no one will want to speak to. Right, as you can see, it's gone a bit dry. Now it's gone a bit dry because I haven't kneaded it very much. Inside there, you can see it's still really, really wet. So I'm going to do a good old spread out now. I think I'm pretty much there on the mixture. It looks pretty good. It feels pretty good. I'm just trying to get the last of it up from around the bowl. And then I'm going to do the next step, which I'll show you.
I can just edit this bit out, to be honest, until we've got to that bit there. Because it is a 20-minute long bit. This.
Hey, nothing wrong with video being long. As you can see.
You vibrate the whole camera when you do that.
That's just me wandering around this. Right.
Fun.
So, they say, if you watch the other videos, they go, yeah, so it goes on there, it doesn't stick to your hand. I thought, how am I going to know that? It is easier than you think. It doesn't stick to your hand. You'll feel it. It's just, I don't know if I can, it just a little bit, got a little sloppiness, sucking stickiness to it.
It's just like a bread dough. It is literally
Well, you know more than me, modern man. So, I mentioned it earlier. By the way, when you have your worktops, just make sure they're not chemically clean. So don't use any of the detergent wipes, or if you do, because it is important you clean, just put a bit of something down first to take that flavour away. I use a little bit of the hemp oil, as I say, and I do say a little bit, just a little sprinkle on there.
Do you need any bags again?
I use the same bags, that's okay. We'll get to that in a minute. As you can see, just work that last little bit. I think it's probably just still a little bit wet, so I'm probably going to put just a little bit more in there. It's very, very close. We haven't put any colour in this one, by the way. This is the base mix colour.
With some other colours. I couldn't go grab one.
No, don't worry about that. We'll show them in a minute. We'll show the selection, because we can show them frozen and things like that, just as a snapshot at the end.
Yeah.
Someone's going to go, oh, that mix is miles too dry, that never pumps properly and all of that. Well, fair enough, mate. I'm not going to argue with you. Seems to work for us though, doesn't it? Don't know if it's going to catch any fish, but it seems to work for us. It's still sticking on there, as you can see. That's why I think I'm going to use a bit more.
You said we were going to use this pretty much as just like bait to throw out.
Oh, it smells so good. Smell it. Come on, smell.
Oh, it does smell nice.
I'd actually eat that. It's not the fish.
You know those what's it? Is it the UK bait company? You know that opal fruit like pellet?
They're proper bait company, weren't they called?
I don't know.
I'm sure they're called a proper bait company.
People you get, you know the boxes. No, they're UK bait company. Honestly, you get the boxes, don't you?
Yeah, but that's white. That's pro fruit, you mean, didn't you?
Oh yeah, what's that? Opal fruit boilies. Let me search these up.
Opal fruit boilies were from proper fruit bait. We'll endorse anybody here. We don't mind.
Really?
As you can see, I have used the last of that up now, so let's hope that's all it's going to need. Just doing a bit of kneading. I don't want to get too much air into it, so I'm pushing that out.
Yeah, proper baits.
But I want to get all of that mixture nice and dry.
You are correct. Father knows his baits.
You can see all the bird seed in this now. You can't see the white ones too well, I expect, but the black ones stand out really, really well in this. Now, what we've found, especially with our little gun, you can't get very much in there. Now, I'm liking that. That's just about, sorry if I hold it out of the camera there, just about the right texture. You can still move it, you can still fold it. That's the catfish boilie. Takes about 15 minutes in the pan. Once it's floating, that's it, it's ready.
Great joke.
Works great as a hair rig. Size -20 hook or whatever they call them. Sea fishing hooks. Never sea fish, so I couldn't tell you what that is.
We did once, remember we did it on that beach?
Yeah, I wouldn't call that sea fishing, I'll call that embarrassing.
Throwing your rod in.
So, tips. We have found, obviously we can't use all of this in our gun. It makes too much. So we have found
sandwich bags. Oh, we're in
sandwich bags.
Dawson Tesco's now.
Sandwich bags, cling film, anything. Just take them out. If you rip it in half a bit, just roll it up. Fill it in the bag and get as much air out as you can. While you're doing the next couple of, steps, that just keeps it nice and moist still and doesn't dry out. I think we're pretty much going to be ready for the next step. So what we'll do is we get this into a sausage that we can put into the gun, which I do here, and then I think we're going to have to move the camera in order to show you the rolling table. Now as you can see, I'm just using my hands on the table. It's not sticking, there's no marks on there, it's all nice and clean now. It's about what we want because our gun's quite small. So that's perfect. Loading the gun's pretty simple. If anyone's done any silicone, it's exactly the same as a silicone gun. All we do, don't know what that is, we don't want that.
It's the old boy, it was the old boy.
Twitter alert. And you just drop it in. I'm not going to say what that looks like, but it does remind me of something every time I do it.
This is a PG family friendly channel, Dad.
PG family friendly channel?
Yeah.
I was talking about having a poo.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Everyone poops. Right, anyway, on that note, we will show you in a minute how we do the rolling stuff. Bait roller. Move the camera so you can see it. I haven't actually done the sausages. I should have shown you the sausages in the last video. So what I'm going to do is just show you doing a single sausage on here. I won't bother you showing doing all of the bait that we've got because hey, you'll be bored watching me bait roll. So you saw me load the gun. You have to pump it up till you see it coming out the end. I don't know if turn it around that way. That's a bit awkward for me, but never mind. You'll see it start to come through the nozzle. There it is, right? And then once you do that, just lay a sausage down. I'll try and do it so you can see it. Hopefully it's coming out.
Whoa,
as you can see,
good.
yes, a bit more of the old bait just coming through there. So these will be multicolour sausages. They go clear as you go. That's all you do. Don't worry about how straight they are. Don't worry about anything like that. Just break it off, take the pressure off, place that over there. Now, to roll your sausage, get it straight. Loads of people give different techniques on this. I just find get it in that groove at the end. You can see this groove's got the edge on it. Get it in there, lower it down, push it down. Keep it pressed down and then just slide it nice and gently. Don't worry about how fast, don't worry about how far. Just backwards and forwards a little bit. A couple of times, don't take a lot. And then they are done. You get people go, and they'll go shooting off. I've not managed to perfect that yet. But they come out round. If I show you that one, hopefully it's coming out on the camera. Multicoloured because of the last batch that we made, and I haven't cleaned the gun because I'm not that worried. We're still practicing. That one you'll see is a little bit too thick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that to you. Let's see.
See?
No, I can't really show you it. But if you look, it's not round. That's because the mixture was too big. Hopefully, I'm not gonna. No, I can't really see it. Never mind. Yeah, it's a bit shaped like a peanut. Never mind. Right, we will do some more.
Extra bit, in
All right.
you probably won't be able to see. On the extra bits like there, if you put them into a ball, you can make a big one at the end. Just maybe a bit.
You can either roll it like that and make a little one, or you can make a big one. So we're going to stand over here, make some sausages now, and show you what we can do.
Bye.
I need to do go. I'm going to show you doing the other boilies now. Done the sausages, we'll do some more. Need to keep them right away. Oh, I forgot we've got more mixture. Don't take that end off yet. I thought that was only half the mixture. Not quite sure if that tray that we scoop these into is all in the picture, but you'll see this is basically about a 400 kilogram mix. I'll tell you what I will do in a minute. I'm going to get
400 kilograms.
not 400 grams. I'm going to get him to count how many boilies 16 new boilies we get out of 400 kilograms to give you guys an idea.
Kilograms?
400 grams. I'm concentrating and I've had a couple of beers. That's the lumps that you get off. Just round to your helper and they do the rest. Another sausage. I'll do it.
Okay.
So we can get them done. When you get a little bit better, I would only do one sausage to start off with. When you get used to it a little bit more, you can drop 2 in there. I don't know of anyone that's done more than 3, or done more than 2, but I'm sure they're out there. I'm not brave enough, so.
If you do this wrong now, I'm going to laugh.
It's on camera if I do it wrong as well. Boom shakalaka to be down with the kids, yeah?
Boom shakalaka to be down with the kids.
Oh look, made a dumbbell. That one's going in.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, Brad, but don't worry about it. Any more sausages?
Yeah, one more sausage.
Right, can you go outside and see me? Oh no, I'll do it. Right, tell you what, I'm going to let Brad do that while I do the last lot.
Okay.
Go on, you have a sat.
Here goes nothing. Oh, what? You already done it?
You've got to push it down.
Cool. Hope this goes well. Let's see.
Like that, you
Moment
don't.
of truth. Oh, actually, alright.
Don't go there.
Oh, sorry. They're alright.
Over there. Because look, you just get to put straight through that. Did it alright?
They're alright. They're roundish.
There you go. I was going to show them what we're going to do with that.
Okay.
So, as you can see, we put all of the offcuts from the ends of the sausages into this. Now all you do, you just break it up. I like to call them gobstoppers. You might as well have a roll. Give it in your hands. These are the anti-bream boilies.
Anti-bream boilies.
Anti-bream boilies. No doubt a little something.
Bips.
We'll still have a go at it. But yeah, a little bit bigger. So that's a 16mm boilie. I'd say that was about a 22. Ain't going to stop them trying to pick it up. Yeah, Brad's done an 18mm boilie there. So that's it. We'll stop it there. You don't need to see us do the rest of it. You just roll the next bit of sausage, pull it in, make it all out, and we'll show you the cooking in a second.
So now I'm going to be telling you about what we use to cook the boilies. We just use a simple saucepan and then a Coleman's gas burner and the burner. We've also got a wooden spoon and a sieve. I'll tell you what these do later.
I'm going to come in on that. It's not a Coleman burner for anyone that knows about fishing. That's just a tracker burner.
I said a Coleman can and a burner.
You said a gas burner. Coleman gas burner.
Thing, right? Anyway, so you just,
Not a Coleman.
just turn it on.
Without taking your eyebrows.
If you can turn it on. How did you turn it? Oh, there you go. Press
Hard.
that bit.
Hard.
I'll turn it down a little bit.
No, you want it on flat out. Oh no, turn it down to the top.
Yeah, just for that's what I was going to do. So we turn it down. What you do is you just wait for the stuff in the saucepan to start bubbling over like crazy and boiling. Then once that is, once it's boiling, you put all the not all of them at the once, maybe half of them for the amount of boilies we're doing. Put them in, and then what you want to do next is get the spoon and like spin the water around to get them moving, like so. And then we leave them for 3 minutes to cook, and you'll know when they're ready because they'll pop up and float at the top. This, like I thought, doesn't actually mean they're going to be pop-ups. I thought they were going to be pop-ups because they were floating. They're not. It's just the way they are. They've cooked. The eggs have cooked. That's what my dad told me. Then once they're cooked after 3 minutes and they're all floating at the top, again spin it around once more, and then stick the sieve in straight upwards like that, and then you can scoop them all up, and you'll have loads in your sieve. And then we have a plate that they've got the boilies on at the moment, and then you just bung them on the plate. And that's how easy it is. You just put them in, take them out. Literally, that's it. We'll demonstrate that in a second. Hopefully, Dad's nearly done with his boilies.
Yep.
He's nearly done. So, welcome back. We've got the water to boil vigorously. It's just water. I don't think I mentioned that last time. It's just plain tap water. Boiling it. Dad hopefully has some ready to put in. As you see, we've got it on our little tray thing. Open the lid. Drop some of the big ones in.
They do take longer to cook, so you need to bear that in mind when you're doing it. You can see the ones that had the residual from the last lot. Do you want to get the tray on the last lot so we can show you why they look that colour? I put a bit of food colouring in on the last lot just to mess them around.
It's not just food colour, it's that special food.
No, it's actually mainline one. As you can see, they're exactly the same. Oh, one of this one's got food colouring. They're dry. I tend to put, I don't know, 40-50 plates in at a time. I think one escaped there, didn't it? I will figure out a better way of doing that sooner or later. Good luck. Oh, it's down there, Brad, on the table. Once you've got them in, Brad.
Right, once you've got them in, they'll all be at the bottom. You get a spoon. You spin it around.
You stir the water, not the boilies, because you could change the shape of the boilies. So just give them a good stir. The other thing that Brad hadn't told you, have a timer ready. You need a 3-minute timer, which I'm about to start, because it's got it set at the wrong thing. There we go. Get the lid on.
that.
The most important thing about this, keep that water burning hard. As you can see, we got this thing on flat out. Probably going to do a can on a couple of kilograms. We did just count some boilies. We'll once we cook these ones, we'll have a final tot up and let you know how many 6mm boilies come out of a 1k bag, because I couldn't find anywhere that told me that. It just told you how to make them. So yeah, what you can see, nice filthy foam. Another 2 minutes 30. We're not going to make you watch that for another 2 minutes, so we'll come back once they're ready.
So the time is done now. Stop. Can they see inside the saucepan, Dad?
Let's see if we can show them. Boiling vigorously.
There are lots and lots of boilies on the top now. They're all floating on the top. They sunk straight to the bottom when we put them in. Now they're all at the top, which means they're done. Like I said, spin them around a bit. And then the sieve, straight in, scoop them up. You get loads. Then bang them out. But the best thing to do with these is to try and keep them dry. That's the key thing. Must keep them dry. Then we put them onto our little thing. A little plate.
I know we've got another lot to do.
I keep saying thing. It's a plate. Again, spin them around. Dunk it in. There it is. They do look really, really light at the moment compared to the other ones. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Let me get. Oh, I was going to find it on the spoon.
So they are, let's see if we can show you, they are the non-cooked ones. That's a cooked one. Let's put it on the tray. Let's put it in the tray there. That's the non-cooked one. They go a lot bigger and a lot whiter. How you doing?
All gone. And straight away, once they're out, bung another lot in. And again, set a timer. 3 minutes. Start. As soon as you started that, lid straight back on, and another 3 minutes. Hi guys, this is just a quick recap. These are all the baits we made yesterday. So over there we made the choco nut ones. They were the ones that you saw drying in the video. Those ones right there are the ones we made in last video. Overall, in 1 kilogram bag of opal fruit base mix, we made 382 baits. So yeah, it's really good. It's over 1.5 kilograms. It works well. So give it a try at home.